Well, turning now to the Eastern Shore. Work is set to start this week on Fairhope's working waterfront project.
It's being paid for through the BP Restore Act and will accomplish several things, including repairs on the failing seawall and then improvements to the city's iconic fountain.
Our Baldwin County reporter Hal Sherrick stopped by there today to get a check on the timeline and see how this work is going to affect visitors.
The working waterfront project will address numerous problems at Fairhope's iconic waterfront park. It's taken a long time to get this project off the ground for several reasons. There was trouble finding qualified contractors who could do work on land and over the water. Then there's been the rise in cost of materials, requiring the city to go back to the Restore Council for an increase in funding. What had initially been bid as a $6 million project will now take about $10 million to complete. The city's share is almost $1.2 million. Now that the project's off the ground, visitors will notice changes.
If you come down here, just be mindful that there's different traffic patterns. There's going to be limited parking. There's going to be barricades. There'll be areas that are, fenced off. So just be mindful of that. The traffic pattern, I think, is going to be unusual for people because you're only going to be able to really go half the circle and then have to use it as a cul-de-sac and turn around and go back up the hill.
Those barricades went up Friday, and the new traffic flow will soon take effect. Amenities being added include new restrooms on the park's south side, along with new railings and restroom improvements to the pier. Above the park at the bluff, an electronic lift will provide handicap access up and down the hillside. The beach on the north side of the park won't be impacted, and the city encourages visitors to park there during construction.
There's nothing on the north end, but one thing we do plan on doing is leaving that open just a little bit longer. It closes at dusk right now. Leaving that open just a little bit longer so people have access to the beachfront park if they would like it. They'll be able to walk to the pier, those kind of things. So we do plan on leaving that area open just a little bit longer.
Residents and visitors have been hearing about the working waterfront project for a long time and have seen the park's problems getting worse. The noticeable activity gives hope of what's to come.
I'm finally excited. Yes, I think any improvement is going to be beneficial to everybody who lives here, including our visitors from out of state.
Work is expected to begin in earnest by the end of the week and should take about 14 months to complete, but that's without weather days. That will begin with work on the iconic fountain, the drainage, and of course the seawall. One thing to note, this opening you see that's still open behind me will close down on Wednesday to traffic. That means that when you come down to the pier, you're going to have to make a U-turn and go back out. No trucks or trailers allowed, so there'll be a sign up there to remind you of that. The goal is to never close off access to the pier to our visitors or to the patrons of the Blind Tiger restaurant, which is scheduled to open this Friday. Live in Fairhope, Hal Sherrick, Fox 10 News.